So here we are at Heywood on the 13th of September 2018 for the first session of the Autumn League for the Greater Manchester Walking Football, and there we've got Tameside Striders just warming up. We've got Mike Conroy, Colin Fielding, co-manager today, Hadge Cooper number 6, Terry Harrison to his left, David Partington co-manager in goal, and on the touchline we've got Mike Caldwell and Alan Brodie, who's going to be filming some of the first match for us. We're playing Rochdale Strollers, who are warming up over there, and they're a very good team. So we'll see how the session goes today. Hopes are high. Need to warm up properly first, especially myself.
Hello, my name's Alan Richards. I made up the 8th member of the Tameside Striders squad. They're playing number 8 as it happens, over on the far side in the left back position. There's Terry Harrison about to kick off wearing odd socks. Not sure why, Terry, but never mind, one of life's little imponderables. Hadge Cooper number 6. We were playing Rochdale Strollers, who are a good team. Won quite a few honours at over 60s and over 65s at Heywood. Good passing team. Play a lot together. Striders stroking it about early doors though, nicely. Keeping possession until that moment, and off we go. Rochdale coming forward. I think that's a guy called Paul O'Neill, who used to play for Vintage Celtic, who no longer take part at Heywood, but they are coming to Curzon Wednesday Walking Football Fair Play League. Bit of a mouthful. More on that later if I get the chance. So both sides quite evenly matched in the first 2 or 3 minutes. Skipper Colin Fielding there, who had his own ideas of a diamond formation for the Striders' defence, with himself at the back playing like a sweeper role, and either side of him Hadge Cooper and myself, also with defensive duties but with a licence to get a little further forward on occasions if we get the chance. There's been an outbreak of black and white stripes. That's Bill Charlton there, decent walking footballer, well respected in the game. Yeah, 3 teams in Division 1 now wear black and white stripes, which is something we'll have to address because we don't want to wear bibs unless we can help it. You can see Strollers in bibs today. We'll probably revert to red and black for the next session in October. Ominous looking sky there, but the rain held off thankfully. David Partington, goalkeeper. Plays it out to Hadge Cooper. Referee was Gary Pearce, an official well known to players at Heywood now, and of course well known to our group, and both at Ashton and Denton. Very confident, assertive official. Vocal, lets players know what's going on. Well respected. And a friend of mine, as it happens. Pearce just clearing the ball there, stray ball, rugby kicked, drop kicked off the pitch. Now we're approaching the moment here. If you see my indecision here, I get caught in possession by O'Neill, robbed of the ball. He hits the post, ball comes out, and it's shot home by Rochdale. Good goal. David had no chance with that. Good shot it was, but my mistake, my error. Unfortunately, there I am, a bit disconsolate, hands on hips. Quite aware that it was my fault, but never mind. Can't let your chin hit the deck. Onward and upward, as they say. Terry kicks off, and again we start to stroke the ball about. Hadge Cooper. Cooper in there. Well, non-contact sport, of course. I don't think there was anything to worry about there. A good game, Hadge. Another game taking place on the far side. There were 3 pitches in operation throughout the morning. I think there's a total of 10 teams in the over 65s division now. Cooper. You'll see instances of running breaking out on the pitch. It seems to be almost an unavoidable consequence of walking football that people run. Let's see the speed. That's certainly not walking there in the middle of your picture. But anyway, the referees often spot it, often don't. I'm not sure what can be done. The aim in the Fair Play League that we're starting up soon is to penalise 3 team runs, not with a penalty as we do in internal sessions, but with the deduction of a fair play point. Each team starts the campaign, which is a 7-month campaign. There are 7 teams registered for the league, which starts, as I say, next week now. Almost, no, there's 26th of September it starts. There are 7 teams registered. Each team gets 100 fair play points, which are of equal value to match 1 points. And if your team runs 3 times in the space of a 20-minute match, you'll be deducted a fair play point. This is what it's come to in a bid to eliminate running, and of course physicality. The same would go for contact. And the ethos of it is it's more for the semi-competitive play. I would rate Heywood as a highly competitive league. We're looking to just bring it down a notch or 2, play with it a little bit more of a smile, which I feel personally, and I know that's views shared by many of my colleagues, is that that's what walking football is intended to be. We look on it as a late life bonus, not a make or break opportunity to get back some glory days which you might have left behind 30 or 40 years ago. But anyway, that's the idea for our new venture at Curzon Ashton. Meanwhile, back here at Heywood, Rochdale Strollers just still lead 1-0.
Contact, Steve, shoulder and then pop, so free kick. Alright, Steve. Mike, okay.
There's a couple of cases of contact picked up there by the referee, and Hadge Cooper to take the free kick. Game's just over halfway through now. Looks like we've got a corner. Jogging up to take it. Corners are a dubious award because they're not an awful lot of good with the head height rule. Sometimes you can try and get it across the D to a player who might be lurking, as I try here. Couldn't find Hadge. It's difficult to get back into these games when you go a goal behind. They're only short games. Often the games end up 0-0. So if you get your noses in front, it can often be game over, really. Voice on the touchline there saying that decision was a bit harsh. But that's what we want. We want harsh refereeing, in my opinion. All cases of overt contact should be frowned upon. There's no room for it in this game. can win the ball cleanly. I mean, contact's going to happen in a non-contact format, there's no doubt about that, but not all contact will be adjudged a foul. But if it is, then it should be penalised. The answer is for players to just stand off, you know, give the opponent just a second or two. But in competitive games, that tends to go out of the window. A bit too much pace on that ball. I think most of us played reasonably well on the day. I think Colin had a good game as skipper, Rock in defence, and Hadge Cooper had a good game too. Terry Harrison and Mike Conroy battled valiantly, but to no avail. I didn't do too badly myself apart from the mistake. Just keeping the ball in play there, Colin. We didn't really have a clear-cut chance in this game. Unlike Strollers, who had one and they made the most of it. This was our first game of the day, and it's like a good save. Was it a save by Partington, or did it hit the post? I'm not sure. I think it was a save. Well done, David. Remarkable goalkeeper, great agility. Highly respected. Player of the Year at Curzon Ashton, David Partington. As much for his goalkeeping as his outfield play, I think. Anyway, Strollers and Striders still going at it here. 13 or 14 minutes into the game. There's Hadge. Finds myself out on the left. Push it forward to Terry. One or two good players waiting in the wings for Striders who aren't quite 65 yet. We have Stephen Hampson. He's one of our players who plays regularly at Curzon. I think he's 65 towards the end of October. And Steve Foster, who won't make this spring league, but if we re-enter in this autumn league, sorry, but if we re-enter, he will be eligible for the over 65 spring league 2019, which seems a long way off. I take little for granted at the ages we are, to be honest. Not sure how much longer I want to play at this level, unless the team are struggling for numbers. I think this highly competitive atmosphere is might for me, with the state of my hips, which are both ceramic, and I've had them for 9 years now. I might see what the semi-competitive arena is like before deciding to proceed at Heywood, which I've already made my decision really, unless the team is stuck. Oh, cute back heel from Conroy, finds Harrison there. Terry hits the deck again, but he's up. resilient character, Terry. Always got a smile on his face. Even if he does wear the wrong socks. Anyway, the game's petering out now. There's Cooper going forward. Looking to see if we can fashion an opening. Some contact. From behind. Regrettable. Over exuberance, you'd call it. Happily no harm done. Conroy tries a shot that forces a save out of the goalkeeper. Bill Charlton. Famous walking football name, as I might have said earlier. Actually, the Tommy Charlton, the WFA ambassador, has not been too well recently, so we wish him well. If I've repeated myself, I'm sorry. It happens more and more. Anyway, the game's petering out now. The whistle's about to go. There it is. 1-0 to the Strollers. Well done, Rochdale. And we move on to the